Hi friend, I am Leigh Koechner. Welcome to day 11 of Fyg Gyg, 33 days to a more joyful life. Find your gift and give your gift. If we could start with some breathing, 3 breaths together to get us kind of grounded and on the same place. If you would uncross your legs, put your feet on the ground, your hands on your lap. And we'll do in through our nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. In through our nose and out through our mouth. Thank you for joining me. I am in Santa Barbara enjoying my last few minutes before I head home. Today our topic is ideal scenes. But before we get started, I want to share with you that the information and examples we are using today, I learned when I was in spirit school, as I like to call it, getting my master's in spiritual psychology from the University of Santa Monica. And it was run by Ron and Mary Holnick. And they taught these great techniques that we did yesterday, doing a current mapping of our life. And then today we're going to just dive into one of those and make an ideal scene from it. Today we're going to take that one idea from our current life from yesterday, and we're going to delve deeper into what it looks like and actually have a blueprint of how we can make it come to fruition. Okay, when doing this activity today, we're going to do the same thing where you have a heart that says I am, and you're going to draw all the spokes off of the heart. So it's like a big I am wheel. And we are going to fill in those spokes, supporting the main thing that we chose. So for me, it was enjoying my best-selling book. And then all of the spokes that I'm going to write today are going to be in present tense as if it's happening, but you actually want to do it from a year from now. So if it's enjoying my bestseller, I wouldn't say on my spoke, joyfully looking for a book agent, because I already have it in the projection of what we're looking at. So we're going to act as if when we write on the spokes. We're going to reap the rewards of if we've already done the work. And I'll explain that more in a moment. When you do this activity today, infuse your ideal scene with enthusiasm, creativity, and vision as you write on the spokes. I have spoken to you guys before about co-creating your life. Instead of waiting around to see what's going to happen to you every day, this is the opportunity to participate consciously in the process of co-creating your life. Woohoo! Okay, so today we're actually beginning to co-create our lives instead of hoping for the best. That's kind of a weak way to go, and then co-creating it is the strongest way that you can go. So let's focus on what you want to manifest in the area or spoke that you chose from your current life scene. So go ahead on your piece of paper if you haven't done it yet, and this is the one that I just did for this one. So at the top of your paper, I just wrote in the middle I am, and I would encourage if your page is big enough to do it in your journal so you always have it. I'm probably, when I get home, I left my journal there. I'm going to copy this into my journal so it's just always on a page that I can access when I access all the rest of this information. So write I am with the heart, draw all your spokes. I just used a book, but you can use a ruler or whatever to make straight lines if you want straight lines. It's easier for me to read if they're not curvy, but you can do it how you'd like. And then at the top, go ahead and write this or something better for the highest good of all concerned. So basically, we don't want to limit ourselves to what we think, but actually open it up to what God has planned for us, which is even way greater and more grandiose than we could ever imagine when we are open to receive it and we get it. And then under that, you're going to put ideal scene. So you remember that's what this piece of paper is. It's an ideal scene. We're taking one of your spokes, and my spoke was having a best-selling book. So I put ideal scene, and then you can either put relationship, career, or kind of whatever the general topic is. Mine, I put career, enjoying my best-selling book. Okay, so that's kind of like the title up at the top of all of it. and then we'll start filling in the spokes. Now remember, when you're writing on your spokes, you want to use vivid, descriptive language. The more specific and vivid, the more grand, it can manifest. Make each ideal scene at least 50% believable to yourself. So if I say, possibly I could say, we don't have to write I am, because I am is where it's coming from. So I am is in here, and then completely elated as I speak with Maria Shriver, Glennon Doyle, I can't even think of her last name right now, that feisty little writer who wrote Love Warrior, Maria Shriver, Marianne Williamson. Like I joyfully am doing speaking engagements with those women's names. So think big. It doesn't have to be real right now, because we're going to be manifesting this stuff. But make it believable, not wait something super crazy that's jokey. So make it something that is tangible, but feels kind of big. And you don't have to make all of them like that, but just have a few like that you're really reaching for the stars or having a blue sky vision. Be sure to include yourself in the ideal scene. So I am joyfully, looking at the beautiful flowers in my beautiful garden, like whatever it is that you're creating. Give yourself permission to go for your heartfelt dreams when you do this exercise today. Be creative. All are connected to I am, then make it a present tense, like joyfully listening to the whispers of my soul as I write. Ideal scenes are powerful images of living vision statements, and they are not a list of action steps. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Ideal scene spoke might say, I am joyfully playing and having fun when I exercise. But if that was going to be an action step, it would be, I am exercising 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time. Okay, and then here's another example. An ideal scene spoke could be, I am appreciating the beautiful flowers and foliage which surround my home. The action step would be, which we're not doing action steps, I'm just showing you that it's not an action, the difference between the two. An action step for that would be, I'm planting 2 trees and a dozen rose bushes outside my house. So do you see what I'm saying? We're kind of doing the end vision, not the action steps to get it today. We're just making a big wheel of all the possibilities under our one spoke pulled from yesterday. I encourage you in pushing your limiting thoughts and stories aside and seeing yourself as the loving light that you are, and listening to yourself with the ears of your heart as you do this exercise. They will assist you in more clearly hearing and honoring the calling of your heart to connect with what is truly important and to what you'd like to manifest. Approached in this way, ideal scenes are both sacred and powerful. So this document that you are going to create, allow yourself to know that this is sacred and powerful, and that you are going to get out of your own way and let the creativity and the dreams flow. So an example from my ideal scene would be, I'm joyfully on a book tour with my New York Times bestsellers list book. I am creative. I am creating my sacred writing space. I am excitedly working with an agent. So I'm not looking for an agent. I'm not reaching out to an agent. Those are action steps. I'm jumping to, I already have one. I'm excitedly already working with my agent. So that gives you a good example of that. Let's kind of look for a year from now, supporting that. That's what goes on the spokes. I am flying overseas with my family to speak at conferences where we are traveling first class. I am speaking with Glennon Doyle Melton, Gabby Bernstein, Maria Shriver, and Marianne Williamson. I am joyfully being mindful of my time with my family. So you see what I'm saying? I'm already in action of doing the things that support and that will come from my best-selling book. So right now, if you open your journal and you just close your eyes for a minute and think, maybe at the top of your journal, you write what your spoke is that you chose. So mine would say, my best-selling, New York Times best-selling book. And just close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and breathe for a moment. And just see what, anything that comes up for you or anything that you think about, just jot it down in your journal. So just take a minute. If any idea popped up while I was talking that made you think of something with yourself, anything like that, just take a moment to jot it down in your journal. Now, actually drawing the lines, you might already have that done, but writing in your spokes, I want you to do when we're done. That's going to be your homework for your ideal scene, because I want you to kind of be alone in your quiet space and put really beautiful, meaningful, vivid, using your imagination of a year from now, if that top thing comes true, what it will look like. Ideal scenes give us the clarity to manifest our gifts. This paper you're about to do will become the blueprint of your intention for your future. So we're going to use this paper that you're about to create as a guidebook, a blueprint to having the future that you want. So I hope that makes sense for you guys today, that you're just going to let yourself flow into all of the spokes that are going to come from honoring this thing that is beautiful in your heart. All of the benefits, all of the exciting things, what it's going to lead to, all of that to surround your I am. And then what we'll do with that tomorrow, when we have all those spokes, we're going to begin to shape those into the 3-foot tosses and actually start walking to that cotton ball and picking it up, of that best-selling book, of opening your restaurant, of redoing your garage, of finding a new job, of being rewarded for what you're good at. Whatever those cotton balls, whatever's at the top of that sheet is our cotton ball. And we're tomorrow are going to start creating 3-foot tosses for ourselves to go pick that thing up. I'm really excited for that. And I look forward to that with you guys tomorrow. My quote today is, as I hone in on the specifics of my desire, it is within reach. As I hone in on the specifics of my desire, it is within reach. So the more we can feel our desires, the more we can see them, the more we can, like you're actually, in this exercise, you're seeing them on a piece of paper, so they are coming out of your body onto a document. And maybe today you share what your one spoke was. You share with me on this thread, you share with what your one spoke is that you're pulling from. Because then you're sharing it and you've already propelled it out, and say it out loud. And we're going to start owning our dreams. We're going to start making them the same as brushing our teeth, you know? It's going to be, we're going to brush our teeth. We're going to say our morning mantra. We are going to meditate. We are going to do one little 3-foot toss to start moving towards manifesting what we want. As I hone in on the specifics of my desire, it is within reach. It's no longer a lofty idea that I could never do that. What am I thinking? Who am I fooling? Bullshit. It's time to actually have it all. I want to thank you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow for day 12.